Hi, class. Thank you for all your hard work that you did last week. I'm going to give you a little bit of uh, there'll be a little bit of lecture and there'll be a little bit of instruction today. So as you know that we are in on week 8. This is our last week, so this is our final week, right? So what you need to do, I'm quickly going to jump and show you what I've set up for you. So I am going to go React. Here we go, share screen. 1 second here. I need to, no, not this one. Uh, yes, so I'm on your Blackboard page, and you as I just mentioned to you that this is week 8. All right. So you click week 8, and you will see once you click week 8 discussion forum, you will see that there are two things that you have to work on. First is the discussion question. This is what you need to do. You need to click discussion question, and you'll see that there are a set of instructions that I've asked you to follow. Uh, you basically have to prepare a 3-minute argumentative speech. 3 minutes would be about 300 words. Again, I'm repeating it once. I think I've repeated it a number of times, but I'm again going to repeat it. Please make sure that you face the camera directly, straight, look into the camera. Place yourself at least 6 to 10 feet away from the camera, have your note cards ready, and then present your speech. The topics have been, you have given me a choice of 5 topics, and I picked any one topic out of the 5 topics that you have given me. So you can see that I have your names here and have the topics right here. Okay. So if you do not see your name here, that means I have not received a list of topics. So you need to get in touch with me ASAP. Okay. Don't wait for me on email, just call or text. Okay. So yeah, so that's what you have to work on. I've given you your topic. I've chosen a topic for you. So this time it's going to be a little different in terms of timing. Okay, this first, it's a 3 things that you have to do for speech this time. This, as opposed to just one speech, you have short increments of speeches. Okay, so on Friday, which is December 11th, you need to present your argumentative speech. The topic that has been given to you, you research that topic very well, you write a speech on it. It needs to be about 300 words, lesser than what you have done. You've always prepared for a 5-minute speech. This is between 2 to 3-minute speech, so this could be smaller, okay, lesser. You have to prepare it very well for it. You have to know different kinds of research that informs the topic, different positions, all of that. Okay, it's important for you to know, because you will be presented a counter argument and you will not have a whole lot of time to research. Okay, so it'll happen very quickly. So this is the opportunity. I have to say this in the outset, that I judge debates, and during a debate, 15 minutes is all that the debaters have in terms of prep time. Okay, so you guys, because this is not a debate class, and we are learning how to argue, when we are learning, we're in the process. So there's much more time that you're getting to prepare for this last round of speeches. I think you're getting more than 72 hours to prepare for this one. So so the first thing that you need to know is you need to have it all done, do all the legwork, do all the preparation that you can by Friday. Okay, and by 9 p.m. you have to go React. I'm just going to go React right now. And second, I hope you're able to see. Yes, you are. I'm going to go React here, and 1 second, I'm trying to go back, and you will see that I have this one for you. It's called Final, Argue, Counter Argue, and Refute. So you have 3 things that you have to do in increments. On Friday by 9 p.m., what you need to do, again, going back to your second here, going back to your discussion question here, what you need to do is you need to write your argumentative speech. Needs to be about 300 words, 2 to 3 minutes. You need to type it and post it right here. Okay. That's what you need to do. And then go to Go React. Everything needs to be finished by 9 p.m. Go to Go React. Once you go to Go React, here we go. Okay. Once you go to Go React, you should be able to, you'll be able to see final, argue, counter, argue, and refute by 9 p.m. Okay. So you will go there and post your argumentative speech. It needs to follow. Remember, your whole speech needs to follow Toulmin's model of argumentation. I need to see uh, um evidence, data, or ground. Okay, I need to see a claim, very clear, distinctly clear, crisp claim. When I'm making the jump from your evidence to the claim, or from the claim to the evidence, I need to see a strong warrant. Okay, I need to see your reasoning. I have to see whether you're backing up, whether your reasoning is backed up. Is there backing there? I need to see whether you're using any modifiers in the claim. And I also absolutely important is please within your 2 to 3 minutes first speech, please put in your rebuttals. Okay, so you need to put in your rebuttals too. All right, so and that needs to be at 2 to 3 minutes. So that's what you do by 9 p.m. It's all done. You need to forget it and then go to bed. All right, next morning you wake up. There are deadlines that you have to follow. Remember, 12th is the last day of our class and the course will end by 5 p.m. Okay, so the first thing when you wake up, I would probably give myself 2 to 3 hours, maybe. Yeah, I think that should be good. Maybe I actually would be able to do it within 2 hours. You once you you start your day, you come to Go React and you see. By that time, remember all your, and I'm using this one as an example here. Though this is a done one, we finished this. So by the next day, when you come, you see that all your peers, your classmates, first argumentative speeches are all posted. Okay. So your job is to choose any 5 speakers or any 5 speeches. Let's say if I was a student in my class, in your class, I would come back on a Saturday, and I know that I need to post my counter argument. There's a deadline that's 12 o'clock, so I would probably start looking at it around 8 o'clock. That's just me. Okay. And I would go and review, let's say I'll choose 5 of them. I'll probably go ahead and choose, I'm just doing it according to order, any random order. I'll probably go and look at Sumiha, Rodney, Arya, Sebastian, Maria. So that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. I hit my five numbers there. And then what I do is I go and I click their speech. I hear their whole argument, and then I present a counter argument. So this is where I present. I go. I hear all the 5 speakers, and for each of the 5 speakers, I present a counter argument. That's what you all have to do. How long does your counter argument needs to be? As you can see, I have a counter argument here for Sumiha. It should range between 2 to 3 minutes. Everything is 2 to 3 minutes in this segment. Okay. If you're doing it more than 3 minutes, don't. I mean, I think you can accomplish it within 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. So then I go and present my counter argument. I hear her whole argument and I present a counter argument for Sumiha. Then I go back. I'm all done there. I go back and I go and hear Rodney's speech. And what do? I hear his whole speech, and on the basis of what I hear, I present a counter argument for Rodney. All my counter arguments, as you can see, are all video formats. I am not typing it up. I am not doing just a audio. I'm choosing to do a video format because this class is oral communication, and we're along with words that I need to communicate with my words. I need to communicate through my gestures and through my delivery skills. Okay, so that's why I'm choosing to do it through a video format. So make sure that you do it with a video format, and it needs to be within 2 to 3 minutes. This one I actually did Rodney did not receive at that point. He did not receive a counter argument. And then I saw that Jumana did respond to him. So that's why mine is just 41 seconds. So it doesn't count. So all counter arguments will be within 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. All right. So I'm not repeating myself. If I was a student in this class, I would go next morning. I wake up on a Saturday and I go and hear Sumiha's speech. I hear her speech. I present a counter argument between 2 to 3 words. I video myself, put it there. I respond to her argument and I put my counter argument. I do the same thing for Rodney. I do the same thing for Arya. I do the same thing for Sebastian. I do the same thing for Maria. I hit 5 people. I am done. Okay. So what do I do next? Okay. So by 12, and there's a deadline, all students in your class will have to finish their counter arguments. They have, all of you have to choose at least 5 speakers. And you need to finish your counter arguments on Saturday, December 12th by 12 noon. All right. So by 12 noon, everybody's counter arguments have come in. And let's say I am Maria. Okay. So Maria comes in and by 12 noon, she sees that everybody has finished their counter arguments. The deadline is passed. And then Maria goes and sees what she has received. So when Maria goes and checks at 12 noon, she goes on Saturday, 12 noon, she checks what she has received. So she sees that she has received a counter argument from Rodney. She has received a counter argument from Sebastian. Now it is Maria's job to respond to the counter arguments. She listens to Rodney's feedback, she processes it, and she refutes. She refutes the counter argument through her refutation. All right. So that's what Maria does. She she receives Rodney's counter argument. She receives Sebastian's argument, and actually that's what she has done. Actually, if you look at this, and she also receives Arya. She has responded to all of them. She's responded to Rodney. She's responded to Sebastian, and she's also responded to Maria. To Arya. Okay. So this is a complete, this is what you need to do. If I share this as an example, this is what you need to do. She presents her speech. Rodney and Sebastian present counter arguments for her. Rodney, Sebastian, and Arya, 3. She receives 3 counter arguments, and she reads through them. She hears them. She watches the speeches, their counter arguments, and Maria responds back to them through refutation. Okay, so the refutation needs to be done by, let me see, what time did I say? Let's see. So that needs to be done by 5 p.m. on December 12th. The course will get done by 5 p.m. on December 12th. So the refutation needs to be turned in by 5 p.m. Okay, so that's what you need to do. That's your big assignment. So remember, don't wait for people's counter arguments, speculate what they can ask you. So when you're doing your research, try to do a thorough research on these topics. Okay, that's what you're going to be working on this whole week. All right. All right. So the next assignment. Okay. So let me show you. I go to week 8 discussion forum, and I can see that there's a discussion question which I've discussed with you. And the second thing that you see is week 8 assignment. So now you click week 8 assignment, and this is what it'll come privately to me. So no one, it's not a discussion forum. Everything, all your submission will be private. So I get to see it. At this point, I would like to you to do a course analysis. Kind of shows how it's like a self-evaluation of how you feel about the course and what are the things that you've learned the most, what are the things you need to improve. So it's kind of like a self-evaluation, a retrospect where you actually think about what are the things that you did well and what are the things you need to improve. So I've said, how do you rate yourself as a public speaker before this course? So let's say you think you were a 6 and now you're an 8, or you can say that I was an 8, I think I've become a 6. I don't know what you're going to say. So you just need to see, tell me, how do you see yourself as a public speaker after this course? In what areas did you see improvement? In what areas do you want to see more improvement? Okay. And what were some of the highlights of this course that you enjoyed the most? What were some of the challenging things about this course? Okay. And if you want to have a small little message, I would love to hear messages and little messages from you. I really connected with all of you through your speeches. I think I had video calls with some of you. I always tend to bond with students, and this has been a bonding experience for me just through your stories. And though these were 8 weeks, I feel that I kind of I know you. So yeah, so that's some parting words. If you have any parting words for me, please mention it. So that's what you have. Points possible, 30 points. Again, you can see there's no right or wrong as long as you engage with the questions and you engage. I've given you a word count as well. It's not even long. It's about 100 words, etc. 300 words. So this needs to be submitted to me. Actually, I have to mention that. Let me do that. Cancel and I'll just say submit by. By 5 p.m. on December 12th, Saturday. Okay, so that's what your deadline for this one is. All right, now that we have discussed about what you need to do and what the speech, the counter argumentation, the refutation, and the course analysis assignment that you have, I'm going to talk to you about counter argument and refutation. Okay, so this video is not going to be too long, but it's going to be, every time I say this, right, this video is not going to end up being long. So I will share this with you. I will actually have some slides. I'm going to put it here for you on Blackboard regarding counter argumentation. Just give me a second here. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. So yeah. So this is the first thing that I'm going to tell you, class, is that when you do a counter argument and you do refutation, those are just technical terms. Both are the same. Okay, one, you have an argument and then you have a counter argument. All right. If I'm a speaker and I'm arguing with, let's say, I'm arguing with Najia. All right. I have a argument and I present that to Najia. Najia hears my argument and presents a counter argument. All right. I hear the counter argument that comes from Najia, and then I present my refutation. Now, the skills that Najia uses to create a counter argument and the skills that I use to create refutation is pretty much the same. There's nothing new that is happening in both counter argument and refutation. Okay, there's nothing new. It's just that one, in terms of how it is placed, one comes before and one comes after. That's it. There's nothing new that you have to do for a counter argument. There's nothing different that you have to do. It's the same skills that you have to use. All right. So I don't want, and this is important, I don't want you to, and this, because this is a lot of information that's coming to you, I don't want you to get very confused between rebuttal, counter argument, and refutation. I'm sure maybe you're just thinking about these terms. Remember, class, rebuttal is within when you first make your argument, you not only provide evidence and show what your claim is. There's, of course, there's reasoning there, and then you've got to have backing for your reasoning. You do all of that, right? And then you need to have a modifier in your claim. And then rebuttal is, remember, it's within your first argument that you're presenting, is you yourself as a speaker present exceptions to your claim. All right. So that's what you need to do. You need to present exceptions to your claim. Okay. So that's a rebuttal. Counter argument is when you're hearing the argument, somebody's argument for the first time, or second time or third time, doesn't matter. You're hearing an argument and you're presenting a counter argument based on the argument that you hear. And refutation, if you're going back and forth with me, Maji and me are going back and forth, I need to hear a counter argument and I need to refute what she's saying. So that's the process of refutation. Again, these are just technical terms, and the skills that you need to present a counter argument and the skills that you need to present a refutation is the same. There's nothing new. So what I will do is I will give you an example right from our class. I will, the ones that I remember, okay? So just give me a moment here. No, that's not the one. Uh-oh. Stop share, okay. Yeah, no, not this one. So go React. New share, go React, okay. So I'll just give you an example here. No, not this one. Sorry, I said 1 second here. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to share with you a student speech from another class. This student's name is Eva, and she has presented her speech on COVID lockdown. Okay, and this is what I'm going to share this with you. Hopefully, you're able to hear this.
So one of the main concerns about COVID-19 is the lockdown. So as obviously many of us know, there was a huge lockdown right when COVID was announced as a really bad disease in America, and all non-essential businesses were shut down for 3 months. Of course, after this, some businesses were not able to reopen due to financial reasons, and this lockdown affected our economy very heavily. Thankfully, due to the stimulus checks, our economy was able to somewhat stabilize itself, but there are still many people who are currently unemployed due to COVID-19 and will most likely not be getting their job back. There are thousands of small businesses that will not be able to reopen as well. So my question is, should lockdowns continue to stop the spread of COVID? So as many of us know, Florida, many cities in Florida are completely reopened. Bars are open, restaurants, indoor seating, everything is running as usual. Florida currently has 17,000 cases, whereas if you look at Los Angeles is completely closed. There are no outdoor restaurants open, no indoor, everything is completely shut down. And they have been shut down up until August. So they were shut down way more than us. They were only open for like 2 months, September and October, and that was very limited capacity as well, not at all to the extent of Florida. While in Los Angeles, they have 16,000 cases. Of course, you can say it's due to population, availability of tests, all that. But in reality, is it worse to have businesses shut down and people out of jobs and suffering in that way? Or is it worse to have people getting sick from COVID and hospitals overflowing and people dying? Obviously, these are two very big negatives. The only option, I believe, that would be best for our country and the safety of the people and best economically is to continue to require masks as everyone is. Try to limit contact, which obviously a lot of restaurants are doing and bars, obviously, like shoulder to shoulder. And thankfully enough, there are vaccines coming out. Actually, they should be starting right now, like first weeks of December, they'll be distributed. And they do have a 95% effective rate as of right now, and some are even going up to 97%. So if we can get through just, being closed down just a couple more months and having no more casualties, no more people dying of COVID, no hospitals overflow, that would be the best option until a vaccine comes out, and then everything can reopen and, just try to stably go back to normal and just really get everything to where we were, because we were at a really high point before COVID economically.
All right. So you just heard her, and I, stopped listening. I actually stopped listening at around 3-minute mark, because you're not supposed to go more than 3 minutes. Okay. So so a few things, and I'm not talking about the delivery here. I definitely, she has not. She has not filmed herself. She needed to be at least 6 to 10 feet away from the camera. She needed to show me the note cards, which I didn't see. So I'm not talking about all of that, because there were certain things that you have to do it in terms of, presenting your argument. But just the content of her argument, I think it's pretty clear what she is talking about. So I hear her argument, and I present a counter argument. Just see the way I am presenting a counter argument, and then I can talk to you about how do you present a counter argument. I'm going to give you an example. You just heard her speech for about 3 minutes, 30 seconds, and now you're going to hear my counter argument. Okay. Hi, Eva. Thank you for your argument. Clearly, you are saying that we need to have a different approach towards controlling the pandemic, right? You guys gave us 2 examples. One was a city and one is a state, and how both one did not follow strong measures and one did. However, there wasn't any change in the numbers, as you mentioned that. I wasn't very sure as to how you're leading to your point with that one. Another thing that I understand, and I agree with you, that we are losing a lot of money. We are losing a lot of money. There's unemployment, and we need to stop this, right? I understand the urgency of it, as just like you. And my question to you is that you are suggesting that we go in a lockdown mode, complete lockdown mode, for another 2 months. The reason is, and then open it all up. The reason is that you're basing your whole argument on the fact that a vaccine is already out, and the vaccine is supposed to be 95% effective. My question to you is that you're basing your whole argument based on the efficiency of the vaccine. We don't know as yet. This is a new virus. We don't know how people will respond to this vaccine, whether it's going to be effective or not. It says that it's 95%, but nobody has received the vaccine as yet, at least in large numbers. Maybe it's been tested on a few sample people. So we don't know. So based on the efficiency and the efficacy of this vaccine, you're suggesting that we should close everything, be in a lockdown mode for 2 months, and then we should open up. My question to you is, do you think, even after the vaccine is administered, do you think, is it still safe for us to open it up? Because we really don't know about the efficiency of this vaccine. There'll be few people who are very, very, who belong to the high-risk category. Will it be safe for them if we again open it up? That's my question to you. Thank you. All right. So you just heard me present my counter argument. So this is what I did. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to present how I did my counter argument. So these are the 5 things that you need to remember, class. First, you have to restate. You saw how the way I restated the claim. So I heard her claim, I heard her speech, but it was through my ears, right? So maybe the messages got distorted. Maybe I did not understand. Okay, so I need to restate it. Remember, philosophically, this is not a one up or one down contest. Debate is a way for us to understand the other side's position and to discuss and to give viable options or solutions to each other. Okay, it has to be a place where we meet, not where we separate and our conversation stops. That's not how a debate has ever been designed. Okay, so you first have to restate. First thing, what I did is I restated. I said clearly, this is what you're saying. You're providing a solution to uh, you would like to have a different approach towards COVID lockdown, and this is what you're suggesting. So I restate her claim quickly within maybe 50 to 60 seconds. I do that. Then, most importantly, when you're presenting a counter argument, you have to find a place where you agree. You have to show the person with whom you're having a debate is where do you agree with that person? It could be based on the philosophy. I agreed with her. I agreed with Eva on the fact that yes, this pandemic is costly for us. It is causing us to lose jobs. Small businesses are being shut down. People are losing their houses. The people are losing their livelihood. This is a really expensive one for us. The cost is too high. I do agree with her. So that's what I said, that I absolutely agree with that, this one. However, that's when I differ. I said that your whole argument about shutting down for 2 months, okay, is based on the fact that you're saying that within first week of December, we're already seeing a vaccine is coming into effect, okay, and you're saying it's 95% effective. We don't know. Your whole argument is based on the fact that there's a vaccine now. Let's be in the shutdown mode for another 2 months. Let us administer the vaccine. By that time, people get the immunity that is required, and within 2 months is a good amount of time. After that, open the economy. Done with COVID, done with closing or done with this lockdown mode. Let's open it up in 2 months, just based on one thing, is your vaccine. I argued with her. How do you know that the vaccine is 95% effective? It has not been. It has been tried on a small sample of people. It has not been tried on this whole, this big population. There are people who may be negatively affected with the vaccine. There are people who are very high risk, and they might even, doctors might suggest them not to give them a vaccine because they're, even with that little virus, they might it might cause them more harm than good. So that's what I say, that this is not going to be viable. With 2 months, it's too short a time, just based on the fact that we have a vaccine. We'll give 2 months and then let's open it up. So that's what I mentioned. That I thought her plan was not very effective because it was just based on the efficiency of the vaccine, which we don't know. It's all unknown to us right now. It's good on paper, but we haven't seen how the effect will be on different people. So that's what I counter argue, and she presents her refutation. She responds to my counter argument, and this is what I'm going to show you. So here we go, and you just heard me present my counter argument. Eva listens to my counter argument and presents her refutation. Okay, so this is what Eva says.
Esther, thank you for responding. I really agree with what you said. Of course, it is important that there are more trials to the vaccine, which I completely agree. But my main concern on why I think that, businesses need to open up as soon as possible is because, yes, of course, many people will die. But at this point, the recovery rate is so high. It's, 99%. And is it worth to put so many people in poverty where they're even more at risk? Because as much as a problem COVID is to deaths, so is anxiety and pressure. You know, I've heard stories of people, or one lady in particular, she said, you know, my husband died of COVID, but he didn't die of COVID necessarily, the disease. He died because he was laid off. He wasn't able to pay anything, any of his mortgage, his payments. He couldn't pay anything, and he got a heart attack one night because they said they were taking his house, his family, and his kids had nowhere to live, and he died of the heart attack. And I'm not saying that this is the case for everyone, but I'm saying that yes, of course, there are deaths from many diseases, but is it more important that we keep millions and millions of people out of poverty and potentially even worse, like ruining our economy, and take the chance that, you know, the vaccine does work and it is able to control the numbers, or should we just completely shut down everything in order to save, you know, a couple thousand of lives will die, which of course those lives are important. You know, we've all experienced a loss, whether it's a friend, a family member from COVID. But in reality, when you think about it, it might be more important to just take the risk of taking the vaccine and being able to reopen just so we can stabilize the economy and save ourselves from much, much worse trouble, and even potentially even more deaths. You know, depending on suicidal rates will go up, because if people are not able to afford their lifestyle and they're forced to be homeless, that is a huge cause of suicide. And you know, you just have to weigh the options. And I do think that at this point, the best scenario is that we'll close down, try to, you know, plan as much as we can, and then we take the vaccine, you know, do what we have to do, and we reopen, because this is just the best way to keep our economy afloat and just the best thing for the people. I truly believe that that is the best thing to do.
All right, this is what you heard. So what did she do? I think that was a very nice counter argument. I really was very impressed with the I'm sorry, that was a very nice refutation, and I was quite impressed with the way she the way she refuted my counter argument. So here we go. What did she do? She did. 1 second here. Share the screen with you here. Yeah. All right. So what did she do? She did restate my claim. Yes. She didn't do it extremely clearly, but I think we kind of got the gist that she understood the message. She could have restated my claim more clearly. She could have completely summarized my claim, which I didn't see that she did that. But definitely she showed where she agreed with me, the whole thing about you know, people's lives and the whole the trials that vaccine, the trial speed, the number of trials that we can have over you know, this COVID vaccine is very important. She understood the importance of going through different trials and different phases. She did agree and accept that position. However, she differed, and she had some wonderful examples that should to tell me that we already know that the vaccine is pretty good. It's going to be very good. Okay, it's the number of lives that we will now lose because people are out of jobs. And that one simple example that she talked to, my husband died of COVID, which she actually touched my sense of pathos. Perhaps not in terms of, a lot of people will say that's an emotional, to give you one example, that's an emotional way of navigating it, navigating the argument, but maybe it worked for me when she said that, you know, a lot of people are, which is true, a lot of people are losing their you know, jobs. There are, you know, a lot of depression, a lot of depression related issues, and also a lot of people who have chronic diseases are not getting the same amount of medical attention in hospitals now, because COVID has definitely taken the front seat. So she says about the importance of, you know, even looking at that segment and saying that if we don't stop this, if we don't act on it, that even, you know, the country will cease to exist. She again revamps and pushes my position and revamps her argument and shows how her argument stands. Okay. So that's what she did. And I don't think both of us used the same strategies. And one was using counter argumentation, which I did, and she heard the same skills here um, in, um, in her refutation. All right. The second thing that I want to talk to you about is, how do you, there's some, I think I may have discussed this, but I'll still discuss this. So there are different ways, okay, when you are trying to counter argue or refute somebody's claims, there are different strategies and different ways to do that. There's so many different ways, but I'll talk about the 5 most common ways, okay? So the 5 most common ways are, the first one is they say black, you say white, okay? So it's a direct denial, all right? Let's say if Eva would have a topic like, college athletes should be paid money should be paid money for their sports, and I would say no. I would come and say that it's like black and white. No, I don't think college athletes should be paid any money at all. All right. So that's a direct denial when somebody makes a claim. You see that with Eva's speech here on COVID, I did not completely directly deny her. I just said that maybe she needs to expand those 2 months. Just 2 months is not going to be enough. That's what I said. I did not directly deny her position. So a lot of people, they say black and you say white. There's a direct denial of the claim. All right. And I give you an example right now. Sometimes you need to challenge the opposition's claim to the issue being debated. Let's say a student, like I'll give you an example that was used in class. I think Sumiha talked about the importance of teaching students emotional intelligence. And she felt that emotional intelligence should be taught in schools as a subject and should get the status of any subject that is taught in school, just like math, science, social studies. And if I have to challenge her claim, I can challenge the relevance of the claim. I said, yeah, Sumiha, that's a wonderful thing. I do accept the fact that students need to be taught emotional intelligence, but I think it's not really high on the priority. There are a lot of other things that needs to happen in the school district. All right, perhaps assigning much more teachers, okay, or perhaps assigning after school activities for school funded after school activities for children. Maybe that's more important than funding, creating a new funds of creating new monies for emotional intelligence. It is important, but it's not that high. So I kind of challenge her relevance. Okay. Then the third thing is when I attack the reasoning. All right. When I tell you that the examples you've used, you've used cause and solution, you've used problem and solution, and I don't see this as a problem at all. I don't see this as a problem. I see this as maybe a cause. I don't see it as a problem. Okay, I see it as a cause and effect, but I don't see this as a problem solution at all. All right. So when I kind of attack, and that's the hardest one to do and the best way to do it. When you say that you don't agree with the kind of reasoning that you're using, so that's when you attack the warrant or the reasoning for the claim. There's a part that there's a second part to it. When you're attacking the warrant, when you're attacking the reasoning, you're also attacking the evidence of the proof that the person is saying. Let's say you remember we watched. I don't think we watched that one. Okay, but let's say you watch something like a documentary like What the Health, right? Where this person provides you a documentary and says that eating animal fat, eating fish, and any animal fat or fish or dairy products causes chronic diseases. Okay, and provides us a lot of evidences, okay, to support his claim. And I say that, hey, how come you did not talk about it seems to me that you're saying eating cheese, dairy products, eating fish will lead us to have heart attack issues, diabetes, and lots of other diseases. But do you also know that even eating vegetables, we can't survive on air. We need to eat something, let's say vegetables. Even vegetables, eating genetically modified vegetables or hormone injected vegetables can lead to diseases. Why didn't you put that in your, why didn't you mention anything about that? So you attack the evidence or proof, all right? So that's another way of doing it. And then you can sometimes turn the opponent's claim or warrants or proof to your advantage. I'll give you I think I had a counter argument for Sumiha. That's why her example is coming to my mind again and again. So she basically said, in her example, in her speech, she said, as I mentioned to you, she emphasized the importance of children learning emotional intelligence. And I kind of hear her claim and I turned that into my advantage during my counter argument with her. I said, hey, that's a great idea. Let's do what you're saying, but let's not put money or funds to create a new subject. Let's not create a new subject like emotional intelligence. Let's work with the resources that we already have. We have counselors in schools, right? All schools have counselors. So let's ask these counselors to teach students emotional intelligence. Let students do wellness check with their counselors once every week, and let the counselors talk about how students need to learn about emotional intelligence and navigate the intelligence and navigate through their emotions well. So I turn her claim into my advantage, and I provide a different solution. Okay, so that's when you turn the opponent's claim or warrants or proof to my advantage. All right. So those are pretty much, these are the different 5 ways of thinking about if you're struggling and thinking about how to think about a counter argument, you may want to go through the checklist here. Okay. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. I think I covered everything that needs to be done. I'm just going to summarize before I end the video. I will summarize and I will tell you what you need to do. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing this one. And 1 second here. All right, class. So here again, before this is my probably the last video with you. Really had fun teaching all of you. Watched all your videos, kind of know all your stories now. You're with your profile speech and all the other speeches that you did, and through these 8 weeks that we were together. I hope you found this class helpful. In future, if you need any letters of recommendation, if you need to talk to me, if you need any ideas, if you're given a speech topic or a debate topic and you want to talk to me, if you want to pursue debate and you're still in CAD, let me know. I can get you connected to the person who runs debate organizations here. And it was such a, I'll miss doing, actually, as I mentioned to you, I had never done, I thought that this is the best way for me to teach you, because there'll be so much of information that will happen just through typing. And I think the face-to-face connection is something that we need. So I made sure that I had videos for you. So yeah, okay, so now I'm going to just quickly show you what you need to do. Again, I'm just going to do a quick little recap. Hope you're able to have some fun this weekend, and Sunday will be completely off. So hopefully you'll be able to do some shopping or connect with your family, or if you do celebrate Christmas, get the Christmas tree if you already haven't done it. My Christmas tree is up, but I've been planning to put my ornaments on for a long time, and I've been telling my children, but we haven't been able to do it. But hopefully this weekend we'll be able to do it. My son is, both of them are now on, like they're taking classes online, so it's a little bit of a challenge for them. So I was busy, this weekend with my kids, trying to help them to finish their work. It's always difficult during this time, especially because now they don't get to see their friends and they have to be constantly in front of the computer and take classes. So that's what I did. Actually, I don't remember doing anything eventful this weekend. Was a lot of catching up on homework. But hopefully next week on Sunday, I'll get to decorate the Christmas tree. Yes, so please be in touch. And yeah, so now let me just do a little recap. What you need to do. All right, so let's just go here. So again, I am on week 8. All right, I'm on week 8. The 2 things that you need to do: discussion question. Yeah, so once you enter your discussion question, you will remember by Friday 9 p.m. you need to December 11th you need to submit your argumentative speech. Come back the next morning, and you see all the speeches there by all your classmates. You need to choose 5 of them and respond with a counter argument. Your counter argument needs to be in the video format and needs to be about, as I mentioned with the samples that I've shown you, it needs to be about 2 to 3 minutes in length. And there's a way of doing it, which I shared with you. Summarize the theses, restate the claim, show where you agree and all of that. I'm not repeating that. Okay, so next morning, Saturday, which is December 12th, you come back. And by when you come back, you see all the speeches being posted. By 12 p.m., you need to choose 5 different speakers and post your counter arguments for them. All right, so by 12, it's all done. You need to turn in your counter arguments by 12. And then by that time, you'll also see that you have received, after 12 noon, you see that you have received a counter argument. And once you go to your speech, you'll see that you have maybe 1, 2, 3, or 4 counter arguments that you've received. You need to respond to each of them with your refutation. Your refutation needs to be about 2 to 3 minutes long. So in other words, you need to be very well prepared about your topic, so you don't waste too much. You get a question, you know how to respond. Please use the points for refutation or counter argument that was discussed here. I will post a PowerPoint link which talks about counter argumentation and refutation. That should be here on your discussion board. I'm sorry, on Blackboard, and it's also on the video, so you should be able to see that as well. Yeah, and so all the names are here. I had about 9 or 10 names. And then I've given you a topic. This is the topic that you need to prepare. And at all points, if you need to contact me, talk to me quickly. And if you don't hear from me within an hour, please call or text. Okay. And I will respond to you as soon as possible. So that's it. And yes, another thing that I just forgot to wrap it up. So you'll see a discussion question, which I talked to you about. So here, I told you the order. Please make sure that you post your speech here, right here, and then go to GoReact and post your recording there. Just what you've always done. And then the second thing is that I'm looking forward to this one, course analysis, and your thoughts and your little parting words for me. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. This is going to be a little letter for me. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you so much, class. 2020 was memorable for all of us. I hope 2021 is nice and good, and we remain grateful for what we have, and we've lost a lot of things, so now we are at least grateful for what we have. I hope all of you stay well and do well, and be in touch. I would love to be in touch with all of you. All right. Thank you. Bye.